so make sure it says it's online on your side.
All right, let's try this again. That was weird.
All right.
It should be
Take
good.
two, possibly.
All right, let's try this again. Should be on. I see that we're on. That's really weird. I don't know
Okay.
what the hell that's going on. I stopped it and restarted it. I don't. Something weird just happened there, folks. So it looks like we're live again. So, all right. So watch the first video. It gives the introduction. I'm not going to introduce or start this from scratch again. We're talking about Bunny Girl Senpai. We're getting to the anime. I was breaking down why um, I
The
really love this.
adolescent syndrome and
The
everything.
adult. So the main story plots. I mean, there's 2 points that I was talking about before. I don't know where we got cut off. The character interactions, the characters themselves, really well written, well voice acted. Just the whole. I just liked listening to the communication between the main character Sakata and Rio, the scientist. So what happens is that adolescent syndrome affects all of them. The first thing is that Sakata, when he first meets Mai, she, he's been affected by adolescent syndrome. As I was saying, I don't know if it got cut off or whatnot, but it affected him and his sister, where she had been bullied. She's a shut in, and because of how close he was to her and worries and takes care of her, he got injured because of it. And
Because of the
so
negative energies.
yes, the negative energy. So just like some kind of rebound effect from it. I don't want to get into too much detail, but he goes through his normal life. He's sitting there in the library one day, comes across Mai, who's running around in a Playboy bunny outfit, in a little bunny outfit, and she is a famous idol singer actress from Japan, but nobody seems to be recognizing her. But he does, and he's kind of looking around, and there she is.
He's
And
literally got this confused look on his face, like, is
I
nobody
know,
else
and
seeing
she's
me?
like, "Yo, you can see me." He's like, "Yeah, I can." How come nobody else can? And
Right?
so,
Like, what's going on here?
yeah, and what's happening with her effects of adolescent syndrome is everybody's starting to forget about her, what she looks like, just her memory of her at all. So they go through this whole
Everything.
thing. So he goes to his friend Rio, who's the head of the science club, and she's super smart. And they get into like physics and stuff with trying to explain how that could be possible, about how interaction of molecules and this theory and this theorem. And I thought that was fantastic. They didn't try to
I
play
did
it off
too.
as yeah, they didn't try to play it off as some kind of
Like,
magical woo woo.
supernatural thing or
Yeah, it
anything.
was not
They try to
supernatural.
do it like an actual scientific reasoning behind
Right.
it. I'm like, thank you so much for bringing science into this. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right. I mean, they got into Schrodinger's cat. They got into all this stuff that I'm familiar with, and I thought that was just absolutely brilliant. And so,
Schrodinger's cat in the box.
yep, the old
Whose
cat in the
box?
box.
Yep. Whose box was it? I forgot whose box it
It
was.
doesn't matter. It's just a cat in a box. So anyway, it's broken up into 3 parts. The first part deals with Maya. The second part deals with Rio because she has an episode of adolescence, and then the third part deals with his sister. Right.
Yeah.
There's also another a smaller plot in the first part is Maya is also dealing with a girl at the school who he becomes friends with, that is suffering from adolescent syndrome too, where he starts having Groundhog Day, right? And that was really cool. They tie all this stuff in together. It is unbelievably good, and it is just so it's so well executed. I'm there's the only sad thing about Bunny Girl Senpai for me is that they didn't do more of them, right? I haven't read the
Right?
manga, but if I ever get a chance, I will go read that because I absolutely adore the characters. I absolutely think that the story arcs and the creativity of how they go about explaining this and how they deal with it is really, really, really good. So that's my thoughts on Bunny Girl Senpai. I really enjoyed this anime. What are your thoughts on your overall thoughts of anything about
I
this?
I liked it because of the scientific aspect. Like them bringing actual science into it and actual like theories and stuff like that was just like holla freaking Luya for once.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something that you can actually like kind of almost believe in a way of it being an actual thing, and you can kind of relate to it in a way because there is a moment in pretty much any teenager's life where you feel like you're the invisible kid. You feel like, nobody cares, nobody sees you, nobody hears you,
Yeah, it's a great
nobody,
point.
nobody gives a crap.
They really did a
And
good job of that, of really getting to
they
the life of adolescence, of bullying, of all the stuff you're mentioning.
they
Go on.
really did. This is like one anime that I highly recommend that even schools should like show kids because of what it can teach both like adults and kids. Because like it's just it's so fucking good.
It really is. I mean, and then
Like
because it was really interesting, like the one where he's looped in with that girl. He has to figure out
Shoko,
what. Yeah, Yoko. Thank you. I don't have the names, and it's
Shoko,
Shoko.
SH.
Shoko. Okay.
Yeah, Maya ends up becoming her
He
heart
had to
donor.
find out every day. He kept going back to the same day. He had to figure out why. Once he did, he figured out it was her. Then he had to figure out why it was her, and then help her to resolve the situation that's causing the actual syndrome. It was really cool the way that Rio explained it about the theory of time. Time is a dimension. Time can
Mm-hmm.
be looped, and all this other stuff. It was fantastic. So he's trying
Which
to.
literally brings you into string theory,
Yep.
and that
So
brings like a
good.
whole freaking can of worms, and it's like it really makes you think, and I love it. I absolutely love
Well,
that.
yeah, and it was like when Rio, when it was her turn, it gets into the whole Schrodinger's cat. How molecules that can be on different sides of the universe can occupy the same space, but they're the same, but they're different. One's going to be red, one's going
Yeah,
to be blue, but they're still the same. And it deals with Rio with her situation as well. And then, God, the sister one, the episodes with the sister about her overcoming her debilitation of going outside and the steps she has to go through, and then what tragically happens to her at the end of this anime is
yeah,
heartbreaking. It
it
really is
is.
heartbreaking. I think there was another one with Shoko too. I can't remember. They had a few of the different arcs that have different
Yeah, there was one
scenarios,
arc where Mai dies and becomes Shoko's heart donor.
something like that. And I know
Yeah,
Shoko had one where he recognizes that he's in another loop, and it's because she's fallen in love with him, but he's not, doesn't have those feelings. And then they have this really great conversation about it, really mature about this at the end, and it was just great. And I think Maya, through all this, she's really she's fantastic. Oh my god, her and her sister. Oh my god, that one too. I forgot about that.
yeah.
That one with the adolescence syndrome of that one. It just gets into all these different kinds
There's
of
like
scenarios.
yeah, one, two, three. I think there's like six different scenarios of adolescent syndromes, and maybe seven in the whole thing.
It's so good.
Because I know Sakuta has his own.
Right, with his
Mai,
sister.
yeah, and then
My
Tomoe,
yeah,
Rio,
right.
uh,
My sister.
Na Nadoka,
Yeah, I think that's her name.
Nadoka,
Don't ask us to pronounce names. We're not
yeah,
Japanese, and we're not even claiming to even.
Nodoka. I don't know. I forgot. Koede, and that's Sakuta's sister, and then Shoko, which is the last
Yeah,
one.
and I think she has two. One when he first runs into her and it gets into the loop, and then the other one when the loop is created where he keeps, get the suck, and he's like, "Wait a minute, are you doing this again?" She's like, "No."
Yeah,
He figures it out.
probably.
He's
Like,
like, "No." But and what's really cool is that Sakata he's not he's really down to earth. He's had to be more grown up than he's had to grow up fast because he's taking care of his sister, because after what happens with his sister, his
yeah,
mom
because
and
she has also not Sakuta, but Kaede, his sister, has amnesia. Um,
yeah, she
during
doesn't
part of it.
remember why until it, and that really, I don't really want to blow it because that gets into the ending. That's what makes the ending so heartbreaking, but also
Yeah,
uplifting too, because Sakata is not going to give up on his sister. and that's what's so great about him. No matter what happens to him, he he knows it's happening. He kind of freaks out just for a second, but then he's like, okay, let me go talk to Rio. Let me go figure this out. And then, okay, what are my options? Because she was like, you're crazy. He's like, all right, quit messing around. What can I do? And then Rio would explain it, and then he would take that, but he would put it in real world terms that where he could take something and then go figure it out himself. And he does. It's really well written. It is so good because you don't know what he's going to do, what's going to be the solution that he comes up with. And I always remember when I was watching this, like, well, this is what I think it is, and sometimes I got it right and sometimes I got it wrong. I'm like, oh, okay. When an anime catches me off guard, where I'm like, that's what had to happen. Okay, and
Right?
but even when it was obvious, it was still good because of the journey that they went through to get there. That's what made it so goddamn good, is that journey that those characters go through, and the relationship and the struggles that they go through to kind of overcome these really powerful emotional
Yeah,
problems.
and I think like out of all of the arcs, Kaede's was the most emotional,
The
and
sister, yeah.
was yeah,
Yeah.
Kaede's was the most like
Oh my god,
freaking
that was gut
oh,
wrenching, man. I even got I don't usually I've hardly ever teared up. That one got me a little teared up. I was like,
that one got me like
that's
dude,
that's not nice.
even now I feel the little like just I feel it at the back of my eyeballs, but I'm just like yeah, that one Kaede got me, she got me, and it that that one was just hard.
It was hard because I was getting so I was like, damn, this is really good, and they actually took the time to show the step by step struggle she went through to one get out of the apartment.
Yeah,
And then what was the next day? Let's go to the elevator, and then to the next day, the
like
elevator
the
to,
slow steps and trusting her brother and
and he was there every step
every
of the way.
step of the way, and it was like it really well that also shows like how some people with like agoraphobia
Mm-hmm.
struggle with things because they don't leave the house either.
And
And
it's interesting that this was what how old is this? 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Let me look at the date here.
Okay, you do that, and I'm gonna finish what I was saying.
2014.
But it shows with people with certain like mental illnesses struggle with things. They granted they put it in like an adolescent syndrome, but if you actually break down those syndromes and look at them for what they really are, you'll actually see that they correlate with a lot of mental illness that teenagers start struggling with, and those illnesses don't usually pop up until they're in high school. Well, in America it would be high school. In Japan it would be whatever the frig it is. I don't freaking know. But that's when a lot of these mental illnesses start popping up, and that's why there's so many like mood swings and like all the insanity that happens during high school. And seeing that he's there for her every step of the way to help her through that and to get through it is just like phenomenal, and I wish more people would actually do that.
You,
And that's
yeah.
why it's like so hard for people to talk about their mental illness, and that's why I love this show, because it lets you know that it's okay to do so.
Another great anime that deals with adolescence and issues and stuff like this, and we need to put this one. We need to cover this. Great Teacher Onizuka, GTO. Great anime that talks about stuff that gets in with kids, and then his relationship as the adult, how he deals with it. I love Great Teacher Onizuka. I forgot to put that as one of my top
There,
20.
I just wrote it down.
Yeah, I just wrote it down as like I got to remember GTO.
I
GTO
got it.
is a phenomenal anime. I
But
love that anime because
you'll find, sorry for the interruption, but you'll find whenever we talk about things that have to do with mental illness that I'll go on a little bit of a tangent. I'm an advocate for mental illness, so I tend to do that. My bad.
it's okay. Well, one of the things too that's really interesting, the light novel came out in 2014, the manga in 2016, the anime ran in 2018. Which is a
Yes.
very interesting timeline because one of the big problems in Japan is more and more people are becoming shut-ins. It's a
Yes.
big problem in Japan, and the birth
That's why they
rates.
created Hello Kitty.
Mm,
That's why Hello Kitty was a creation, because the depression was so high in Japan and the suicide rates. were higher, because and so they created Hello Kitty to create like that little, happiness, that little like happy medium. It's like, hi, how you doing? Hello,
Yeah,
happiness, blah blah blah. Bring light back to the world, kind of thing.
but yeah,
But
yeah, just uh, it's a fascinating anime. It covers so many different topics. It really gets you thinking about stuff.
it does.
It's so well
It does.
executed,
And with
and
that being said, for those of you out there in TV land listening or watching or doing both, whichever, um, if you know somebody who is going through some shit, please let them know that you are not going to talk shit about them, because that is the biggest fear of people with mental illness, is that when we open up to somebody, they're going to take that information and talk shit about us.
yeah,
The trust issue. Don't do that. But I say us because I'm in that group too. I'm mentally ill. But don't do that. Make sure they understand that they can come to you and talk to you, and that you will be that ear for them to listen to and or talk to and everything else, because it sucks not having somebody that you can talk to. So be careful and just be that ear.
that's what I have to do, and just get him help. But yeah, it was fascinating because I was reading I'm doing watching a thing about it in Japan, and it got me thinking about it after watching Bunny Girl Senpai. Something came up on I can't remember if it was YouTube. Something popped up, and I went and looked at it, and then I got a little interested in it, and so I started reading about the situation in Japan. I was like, damn, it makes total sense,
Mm-hmm.
that would be a thing that's going on there, and that is something, and as teenagers, we all have been there. You know, the popular kids picking on the unpopular kids and stuff like that. It just happens, It's just kids can be vicious, So, and they cover this. They cover that aspect. They cover bullying. They
Yeah, they
cover
do.
they
They do.
cover relationships and how over the top people feel when you're in your teenager because your hormones are going bananas, right?
Yeah.
And it's so well. Let's give our rating so we can wrap this one up. Um, boy, this is not
I'm
a.
gonna give this one like a solid 9, actually.
I am too. This one's. I should have put this on my top 20. I may put it on my top 20.
Yeah.
It is so good, and the more I talk about it, the more I'm.
Yeah, the more you talk about it, it's like the more you find things, like the little things that you forget
Yeah, I'm
about
going to
that
give
come
this a
back
9
at you.
too. This is an S for me. This is an S.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this anime tremendously. Slice of life kind of things. Typically they're okay. Toradora is another good one that we really,
Yeah, I
really
love
enjoy.
Toradora.
Toradora is fantastic. But I actually enjoyed Bunny Girl Senpai way more than I enjoyed Toradora. I thought this one was so well executed and so well done, so well written.
Yeah. I
And
agree. And I like this one more than Toradora also, and I love Toradora. But I enjoyed this one because it hits those subjects that are more difficult to talk about.
yeah, they really do. They were
And
not afraid.
they were not afraid to just like, hey, this is an issue, we gotta talk about it. And
Yeah, they
I
weren't shy.
love that.
Yeah, they weren't shy
I
about it at all.
love that.
Yep.
And that's why I highly suggest every freaking buddy watch this anime. Like whether don't have issues, do have issues, blah 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 blah. You want to like tell somebody that, hey, I'll be your buddy to listen to you vent. Show them this anime. Watch it with them. Do something. Like it's good. Like, dude, it's good.
You'll enjoy it. So, all right. I'm letting Lady Pull pick which animes we're going to do for the next couple weeks. So, which one do you want to do
um,
next week, Lady Pull? We came up with a big list. It's a big, big list. You can pick
yes,
any of those.
big
It's
list.
the big list.
Let's go with. Hmm, kind of want to go with Be the Beginning.
All right. Be the beginning. I have to go back and look at it again
Be the
because
Beginning. Yeah.
I
Don't
vaguely
worry, I
remember
have to
this one.
refresh my brain on it too. Don't worry.
I try to remember everything about that. I'm like, I know I've seen
Yeah,
it.
like
It didn't register that well for me. Probably
yeah.
more than it did for you, but I'll go back and rewatch it. Um,
It's either that or Assassination Classroom.
now we'll do be in the beginning. You get to pick.
Yeah, let's go with Be the Beginning, because Assassination Classroom is one of those that I can just
I
ride
love it. I
along
know,
about
right?
because I love it.
That's so good. Oh my god, I wouldn't mind watching that again. That was a fun. That
Right?
was a fun anime. So good.
Like, I didn't expect it to be as fun as it was, and then I just started watching it,
It's
and I'm
so
like,
silly,
oh my
man.
god.
It's so silly, but it's so good. And the tactics in there were so well done, man. It was like
Right?
it's watching 4D
Right?
chess. It was so good. I loved it. I adore that anime. Not an S, but it's definitely an A for me. But we'll get into the
Yeah.
reasons why.
Yeah. We'll get into that another time, though.
All right, so Be the Beginning will be for next week. So
Yep.
now, if you're watching this on YouTube, we do this live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. On Twitch, we have a Twitch channel, which is usually linked in the descriptions. So you can find us on Anime Bingeaholics. It's not that hard to find us.
One word.
One word. We'll pop right up. If you would like to follow, you can. Can't really do any of the fun little stuff yet with unfortunately, until we get to more viewers, things of that nature. So please, if you would like to share, please do. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. This will
Hit
go.
that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification.
Yep. This will go up live on YouTube right after. It's a standard thing. I've said it so many times over the years. It's
Right?
ridiculous. So this will get uploaded on YouTube tonight. Should be up either tonight or tomorrow. So if you haven't got a chance to watch this when we're doing it live on Twitch, you can go check it back on YouTube. So and then next week we'll do Be the Beginning, and then after that we'll let you know what we're gonna do. So I think with that, I think we're done. I think
I
we're
think I'm
good.
gonna have more anime by the end of next week to add to this list too.
Probably, yeah. I
Uh,
mean, I gave a big list. I was just popping off anime.
oh no, I'm gonna see my anime
I
kids.
just thought of another one.
Oh god, what?
Wolf's Ring.
Oh dude, yes! Oh my god, I freaking love that. Oh Jesus, I love
Put
that one.
Berserk down. I don't think we put that one
Oh,
down
I
yet.
already put that down.
You put that down, okay. I just remember Wolf's Ring. I love Wolf's Ring.
Yeah, I freaking love Wolf's Rain.
So good. All right. So with that, we're good. So on behalf of myself and the lovely Kitty,
Cheerio!
Kitty Curio, I know, formerly the artist Lady Pool, we're transitioning. She's transitioning right now to the Kitty Curio name. So
Yeah.
eventually we'll get there. So I think by next week we should just say Kitty Curio. We don't have to say the artist formerly known as Lady Pool. All right. Everyone have a great rest of your night. If you want to check what I'm doing, I'm getting ready to in about 3 hours. I got to go do the GA Center with Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. It's on the other channel.
Get vaccinated.
Yes, get
Keep your mask
vaccinated.
on. Stay safe. Stay 6 feet apart. Social distance. All that nonsense. I'm gonna go cook dinner. This is Anime Bingeaholics. Have a good night.
See ya.